Welcome to another edition of SKNIS Week in Review, a weekly program that highlights some of the top stories of the work of the government of St. Kitts and Nevis. I am your presenter, Carissa Franks. In the headlines, government of St. Kitts and Nevis takes tough stance against criminal elements. Sandy Point residents give thumbs up to government's roof repair program. Minister of Agriculture focuses on zero hunger by 2030 for World Food Day 2018. National Carnival Museum in St. Kitts Nevis to showcase rich cultural traditions while inspiring a new generation. Security forces praise for their effectiveness during Carnival season. Prime Minister Harris provides stepping stone for 85 primary school students through his Help a Child program. The government of St. Kitts and Nevis, under the leadership of Prime Minister and Minister of National Security, Dr. the Honorable Timothy Harris, is cracking down on crime in the Federation as it pursues its developmental agenda to bring peace, security, and stability to every citizen and resident. The government has once again deployed the Regional Security System, RSS, to ramp up its crime-fighting initiatives. In a national address on Saturday, October 13, Prime Minister Harris underscored his government's position in leaving no stone unturned when it comes to the criminal elements that threaten to derail the country's advancement, human development, and economic progress, a country that is leading the region in its fiscal performance and stability.
The RSS forces began arriving in the Federation on Wednesday the 10th, 2018, and will continue to arrive into St. Kitts and Nevis in sufficient numbers to assist our ongoing efforts at ensuring citizens' security and safety. RSS members are already deployed throughout the communities with local national security personnel, and their presence will help local law enforcement to expand the extent of their coverage of the country.
By engaging the RSS, the High Command of the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force, and by extension the entire law enforcement body, will benefit from the expertise and manpower of the regional organization, of which St. Kitts and Nevis is a contributing member. The government's roof repair program continues to positively impact the lives of persons whose roofs were damaged during the passage of Category 5 hurricanes Irma and Maria. Residents of Sandy Point are the most recent beneficiaries.
Recently, residents of Sandy Point thanked the government for the help that the Hurricane Relief Roof Repair Project has provided to them and others around the island.
Yeah, John Thomas, Carnival Sandy Point. Thank the present government for what they have done to me. Take up all galvanized and all first ceiling was panel, and that was piece rattening. And now the government put on 2 and 11 and the roof is working very fine. Thank you very much for the help.
I want to just thank to the government for the little assistance with the roof. I'm not too sure how we're going to make it out with the little hurricane and thing we went. Also, thanks again.
They are particularly happy that the government is reaching out to help everyone in need.
My name is Yvette Wilkins-Rose. I am from Fig Tree. I thank God for enabling the government this afternoon to come and work on the houses, the house roofs, I thank God for them. I thank God for Team Unity, and I pray that they will continue with the new ideas that they have to go out and help everybody.
Overwhelmingly throughout St. Kitts, the roof repair project is viewed very positively, especially by those who have experienced the stress of living under a leaking roof.
My name is Patricia Buchanan. I want to thank the government for the work that they're doing, because you have a lot of housing. The people them can't get the roof fixed, and I'm glad to see that they could come around and assist, because my son get his roof fixed. He was struggling with it. He was when the rain come, a lot of rain used to come in and he bed. You used to got to put a bucket between him to sleep. So I want to thank them very much for the kind work that they're doing, and want to say keep it up. Thank you.
This has been a special report for the Government Roof Repair Project.
Minister of Agriculture, the Honorable Eugene Hamilton, in his address to the nation for World Food Day 2018 on October 16, said that the importance of this occasion is to focus on the United Nations 2030 Sustainable Development Goals, particularly Goal number 2 on zero hunger.
We use the occasion to advocate for the prioritization of selected operations in national development agendas. And we further use the occasion to promote the critical role social protection plays in reinforcing key development outcomes and ensuring the inclusion of all groups of society in development as a means to combat inequality, vulnerability, and poverty.
Minister Hamilton noted some of the objectives for World Food Day 2018, which include encouraging attention to agricultural food production, heightening public awareness of the problem of hunger in the world, and strengthening international and national solidarity in the struggle against hunger, malnutrition, and poverty, and drawing attention to achievements in food and agricultural development. In other news, the St. Kitts and Nevis National Carnival Committee is moving forward with plans to establish a museum that captures and celebrates the rich history and heritage of 61 years of Carnival. On Wednesday's edition of the radio and television program Working for You, the committee's chairman, Noah Mills, said that a possible location has been identified on Bank Street in Bastia that could host the museum. Inside, there will be displays featuring instruments used by calypso bands, steel bands, and the string band. A written description will accompany each section. Costumes and the associated stories of the 6 active folklore groups in St. Kitts and Nevis will also be prominently featured. These are the bull, masquerades, mummies, actors, moko jumbies, and clowns. The colorful outfits will be worn by mannequins, so visitors can get a better sense of the intricacies of each costume.
You're going to be able to walk in and also hear the music. You'll be able to put on headphones so you can see the Calypsonians from the 1980s performing, hear their songs. Put on another headphone, you can hear string band. Put on another headphone, you can hear steel band. Put on another headphone, you can hear past queens giving their performances and everything else.
Interviews with older cultural activists and performers will also be recorded and aired in the museum. This should help to enhance the experience and education of persons that visit the museum, and will also serve as a living testament to today's art forms. Mr. Mills added that this holistic approach of engaging the younger generation is welcomed and will aid greatly with cultural reproduction and preservation. The museum opening is included on the calendar of activities for Sugar Mass 47 and is set for December 3rd, 2018. Carnival first started in St. Kitts and Nevis in 1957 and was eventually transformed into a national carnival in 1971. In related news, law enforcement officers in St. Kitts and Nevis came in for high praise for their efforts at policing carnival activities and maintaining safety and security. This was echoed by Noah Mills, chairman of St. Kitts and Nevis National Carnival Committee, during his appearance on Working for You on Wednesday, October 17, where he commended members of the security forces for their efficiency during the past carnival seasons.
I think that the police and the army and the other security forces have done a tremendous job over, especially the last 3 years where we've been there, in controlling some of the bad, so to speak, as it relates to accidents, as it relates to crime and violence, as it relates to personal attacks during the various events on the street or in the neighborhoods. And I commend them using this media.
Mr. Mills added that security forces should always be praised for their effort and success, noting that he looks forward to working closely with them once again for the 2018-2019 Carnival season, which is set to kick off with the opening of the National Carnival on November 23rd, 2018, and culminating on January 5th, 2019, with the closing of Sugar Mass Village. In what was a jubilant and well-attended presentation ceremony on Wednesday, October 17, 85 primary school students joined the list of hundreds of children from Constituency 7 who have benefited from Prime Minister Dr. the Honorable Timothy Harris's Help a Child program. The 15th Help a Child program scholarship award ceremony was held at the Mount Carmel Baptist Church in Boyer and saw $500 in bursaries being presented to 85 students from the 4 primary schools in Constituency 7, as well as children from the Cotton Thomas Comprehensive School and students who reside in the constituency but attend school elsewhere. In his remarks to the diverse audience that gathered, Prime Minister Harris recalled the many assistance he received from family members, family friends, and his teachers that helped him along his educational journey. Prime Minister Harris said that the Help a Child program then was born out of his own experience as a young man.
When I look back at my own life, where I was and what I have become, all throughout my educational journey, someone stood by me. Someone supported me. And that is why it had become easy 15 years ago when I sat with my planning committee to determine how we could impact the constituency in a positive way, to say, let us introduce what we then described as Help a Child program.
Dr. Harris reiterated his firm belief that education is the best gift that can be given to young people. The 42,500 bursaries presented to the 85 students on Wednesday brought the total amount awarded to date under the Help a Child program to $294,000 and the total number of awardees 588. The Honorable Prime Minister also presented gift vouchers to the 4 primary schools in the constituency, namely Violet Petty Primary, Joshua Obadiah Williams Primary, Estridge Primary School in Mansion Village, and the Edgar T. Morris Primary School, as well as the Cotton Thomas Comprehensive School. That's it for this edition of SKNIS Week in Review. See you next week.
Stay up to date with news,
programs and activities of the government with SKNIS. Like us on Facebook. Listen to us on SoundCloud. Follow us on Twitter. And watch our videos on YouTube. Connect with us today. SKNIS, St. Kitts and Nevis Information Service.